In a world where coffee is practically synonymous with productivity, where entire morning routines are built around that first cup, and social life revolves around coffee shops, there's a huge group of people who don't drink it at all. Not because they're quitting or have health issues, but because they just don't want to. They watch their coworkers line up at the coffee machine like it's a life support system, see friends claim they can't function without their morning brew, and feel nothing but confusion. If you're watching this, you're either one of these people feeling quietly understood, or you're clutching your coffee mug wondering how anyone survives without caffeine. But here's what most people miss. Not drinking coffee isn't just a beverage choice. It reveals a specific psychological profile, how certain minds handle energy, rituals, and the idea of natural functioning in a totally different way. Stay with me, because what I am about to share will transform how you see these individuals and might even reveal some uncomfortable truths about your own relationship with caffeine. Let me ask you something a bit direct. How much of your daily functioning is actually **U** versus a chemically induced state? If you quit caffeine tomorrow, would you still be that same productive, energetic person? Or would you find out that what you consider your baseline is actually artificial stimulation masking chronic fatigue? These questions get to the heart of the coffee avoider's psychology, and the answers expose something profound about autonomy and the normalized chemical dependencies we rarely examine. To understand why some people never touch coffee, we have to grasp its massive cultural power. Coffee isn't just a drink anymore. It's a ritual, an identity, a social lubricant, and for many, a psychological crutch. The coffee industry is worth over $400 billion. We've normalized the idea that you need coffee to wake up, to be productive, to connect with others. Coffee shops are designed around this one substance. The phrase, "but first coffee," has become a cultural mantra, implying nothing can happen until caffeine is consumed. This isn't framed as dependency. It's a relatable quirk. This normalization has created what we could call a chemical imperative, where baseline human function is seen as needing an external boost. When someone says, "I can't function without coffee," we laugh it off. But it's a straightforward admission of chemical dependency. The idea that you need a psychoactive substance just to feel normal is, by definition, addiction, no matter how socially acceptable. Yet this is so normal that people who don't participate are seen as the odd ones. They're constantly asked, "Why don't you drink coffee? Don't you get tired? How do you wake up?" The assumption is that not using caffeine is the weird choice that needs explaining. This is where the psychology gets fascinating. People who don't drink coffee are hyper-aware of the culture and dependency around it. They've made a deliberate choice that their natural state, without chemical intervention, is more valuable than a temporary boost. It's not about judging coffee drinkers. It's about operating from a different set of rules about how our bodies should function. This choice is rooted in 5 distinct psychological traits. First, high autonomy over their physiological state. People who don't drink coffee have a strong need for control over their physical and mental state. They are deeply uncomfortable with needing an external substance to feel normal. Think about it. You wake up groggy. You ingest a drug, and caffeine is a psychoactive stimulant, and that drug alters your brain chemistry to make you feel alert. For most, this feels like a harmless boost. But for coffee avoiders, it's a loss of autonomy. They feel like their body is being held hostage by a chemical. They prefer to function at whatever level their body naturally provides, even if it means slower mornings, because that state is authentically theirs, not manufactured. Second, trust in natural rhythms. They have a deep trust in their body's natural biological clocks. Coffee fundamentally disrupts these rhythms. Morning grogginess exists for a reason. Your body is transitioning from sleep to wakefulness. Coffee overrides these natural signals. For people who don't drink coffee, these rhythms are valuable information, not obstacles to be bulldozed. Morning grogginess tells them they need better sleep. An afternoon slump is a signal to take a break or get some sun, not a problem needing another dose of a stimulant. They have what psychologists call high interoceptive awareness, the ability to hear and trust their body's internal signals. Third, rejection of productivity culture. The third trait is a conscious rejection of the idea that human value is measured by constant high output. Coffee is the fuel of hustle culture. The message is, good workers drink coffee to maximize output. People who don't drink coffee often reject this framework. It's not about being lazy, many are highly accomplished. It's about refusing the premise that natural limitations are flaws to be chemically fixed. They see the vicious cycle. Sacrificing sleep for work, needing coffee to compensate, then the coffee disrupting sleep, creating more debt and dependency. Breaking this cycle means accepting that lower energy is just information, not failure. Fourth, sensitivity to side effects and dependency. They are often more sensitive to caffeine's negative side effects, like anxiety, jitters, and sleep disruption. While many coffee drinkers see these as acceptable trade-offs, coffee avoiders don't. They may have tried it and found the side effects weren't worth it, or they've observed the dependency in others and decided to opt out entirely. They recognize that the energy from coffee isn't free. It's borrowed energy, activating stress hormones that come with a physiological cost and an eventual crash. And fifth, identity independence from consumption. Coffee is more than a drink. It's an identity marker. People call themselves coffee people and bond over it. Not drinking coffee means opting out of this entire social ecosystem. For those who avoid it, this social cost is acceptable because their identity and connections aren't built on shared consumption. They re comfortable being the person ordering herbal tea at the coffee shop because their relationships are based on shared values or genuine conversation, not just a ritual. When you combine these 5 traits, high autonomy, trust in natural rhythms, rejection of productivity culture, sensitivity to side effects, and identity independence, you get a psychological profile that represents a different philosophy on human functioning. These people aren't just making a beverage choice. They're taking a stance on bodily autonomy and normalized chemical dependency. The insight here is that this reveals tensions we all navigate. Coffee drinkers find that caffeine's benefits outweigh the costs. Non-coffee drinkers resolve the same tensions differently, prioritizing natural functioning and freedom from dependency. Neither is objectively superior, but they are genuinely different philosophies. Interestingly, many who do undrink coffee now were once regular drinkers who stopped after realizing they become dependent. So, what does this mean for you? If you love coffee, this should build compassion for those who decline. They're not judging you. They're protecting something that matters deeply to them. If you don't drink coffee, I hope this offers validation. Your choice isn't strange. It's rooted in legitimate values like bodily autonomy and self-respect. The real tragedy isn't drinking or not drinking coffee. It's never examining whether your relationship with it is a conscious choice or an unexamined dependency normalized by society. I want to hear from you, honestly. Do you drink coffee? Have you ever examined why? Could you stop tomorrow without withdrawal? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this gave you a new perspective, hit that like button. And if you want to explore the psychology behind everyday behaviors, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Whether you're about to pour another cup or grab some water, I hope you're making choices that are authentic to what your body truly needs, not just what the world demands. That's the only energy worth having.